Welcome to Run With It, BC's only running fitness and health program. On this month's episode, I was in conversation with Canadian comedian and actor Byron Bertram, and he talked about how he stays fit. Plus, we have a segment on a runner and a barber, so stay tuned for that. But first, let's go to our segment on breathing tips for runners. Check this out. Joining me is yoga therapist Janine Naiman, and she's here today to talk about breathing tips for runners. Welcome to the show,
Hi,
Janine.
thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to have you here. Like, I'm a runner, and for those who are watching the show, breathing, and when I go out and run, I just automatically breathe. But what are the, but are there, techniques?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, there's definitely techniques. I mean, it's surprising when we say, breathing can make a big difference, because people think to themselves, I'm breathing right now. I mean, why? Yeah. What difference does it make, right? Yes. But it can make a really big difference on your, your performance, and even your recovery afterwards is really important. Yeah.
So I understand you breathe through your nose or your mouth. Which is better?
Through your nose is better, yeah. I mean, all the tiny little hairs in your nostrils actually purify the breath when we bring it inside of our body. So, if you've ever had a cold and been breathing through your mouth, you also know that it really makes your mouth dry and, those types of things, right? So,
yeah. Is it difficult though? Like, maybe, you're out there running, like it's sort of...
Yeah, so it's always best to practice breathing techniques prior to running so that you're really comfortable with them, opposed to, out running and think, oh, what's my breath doing? You should be practicing these, types of things that we're going to do today before you even start running.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like, people leading, training for the Sun Run and the Vancouver Marathon, you train to run well, like, stretching and et cetera. But breathing is something that, as you said, could, improve your performance.
Yeah, well, each breath that we take, I mean, obviously we're breathing in oxygen, and that oxygen feeds the trillions of cells within our body, which, in turn creates a building block for energy called ATP. So every breath that we take is really, giving us fuel. And then the interesting part is that 70% of the toxic elimination from the body is actually done through our exhalation, which is really important when we're running, because of course lactic acid builds up in the muscles when we're running. And so by, breathing, properly inhale, we're bringing in more energy to the body, but by exhaling properly as well, we're helping to keep, some of those effects of running at bay, such as, lactic acid buildup, which is really important for beginners, because of course your muscles get sore when you're out running.
Exactly.
And they'll stop you in your tracks if they're, too painful in the body. Yeah.
It also de-stresses.
Of course, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the added bonus, right? Yeah.
And it's rhythmic, and so would it be like, take a deep breath, or is that the wrong?
Quite often when we say to people, take a deep breath, the first thing people do is they, heave upward. But that's not really the best way to breathe. So I actually brought a little diagram here for us just, bring out here. And really what I wanted to show is really this muscle right here. And this is the main muscle of breathing. It's known as the diaphragm. So the interesting thing is that the brain doesn't actually tell the lungs to inhale. So that's kind of the interesting part. The lungs are actually a passive organ. What the body does do is that it says diaphragm move, right? So that's the main muscle. So when we're relaxed, it sits sort of in a mushroom shape, and it's really wide. So, if you had it on your own body, it's really as wide as your ribs and as thick as your ribs. And then when we inhale, it actually flattens itself out like this, and then that's when that breath gets drawn in. So when we're breathing and we're pulling upward like this, we're actually using the secondary muscles to breathe, which are very inefficient. Over a long run, you breathe on average 21,000 times a day. That's a lot. And if you're using the wrong muscles to breathe, long term, a lot of muscle tension and those types of things can happen. So it's really important to learn how to bring the breath deep and low into the body and use that diaphragm in everyday situations, as well as when you're running.
Yeah, so it's good for walkers or for any chosen sport.
Any chosen sport, yeah, any chosen sport. And then even like what you mentioned for stress management as well. Yeah.
Yes, and so, okay, for those watching the show, like how would you start? You would just take a deep
so it's always good to kind of imagine what you're doing, right? You know, visualize, you know, is really important. So you think of, okay, I got this really big mushroom-shaped muscle sitting underneath my ribs. It's even attached to my spine. And then every inhale I take, it sort of flattens itself and goes outward. So I actually brought some straps along for us to, you know, kind of play with that. And then all you need to do is you really just bring the strap and, you know, place it around your belly.
I'm going to try and do this. Everyone, watch this.
Around our belly. And really when you're breathing, you want to think of sort of a 360 breath. Yeah. So the strap sort of gives us a feedback information so that when we're inhaling, you think of inhaling into the strap and really keeping your upper body relaxed. I know that's a technique, you know, runners hear all the time, keep your jaw and your shoulders relaxed, right? And we really want that even when we're breathing, you know, to keep that whole upper body relaxed. And by practicing again before you go for a run, to just start to, you know, think of pressing out, you know, in all directions into the strap with every inhale you take. So that would be position 1 across the belly button. Position 2 would be, you know, across the ribs. And then the third position could be, you know, right underneath, you know, the armpits here and the upper chest.
Yes.
And that every inhale you take, you think of, you know, going in all directions. Yeah.
That's really great information. And it's for seasoned runners, and it's never too late to start.
No, it's never too late to start. Yeah. It does feel strange to start. I have to warn you. You know, like I said, because, you know, 21,000 times a day, you can become habituated to a certain way of breathing. And then when you go to change that breath, it can feel super strange. So it actually takes time to retrain the breathing technique. And that's why it's a good idea to, you know, practice breathing before you go for a run. And then when you do start running, to really start off slow those first couple times that you're, you know, learning to breathe while you run. You start off slow, you know, continuing to breathe through your nostrils, you know, out through the mouth is fine. And then just really keep yourself relaxed. And then once you have that rhythm, then start to, you know, build on that.
And you'll start seeing results.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. You know, and again, really a lot of the results will be, you know, your endurance will increase and the lactic acid buildup won't be so prevalent.
And you'll feel more relaxed too, right?
Of course, yeah.
So the benefits are, again, Janine?
Well, the benefits is really they bring more oxygen into your body, which is your building block, right? So, you know, that's athletic performance right there. I mean, we need oxygen. And then also, you know, on the other end, every time we exhale, we're ridding the body of toxic eliminations. And part of that is the lactic acid buildup in your muscles while you're running. So, you know, that makes a really big difference of how long you can run.
Wow, great information.
Great.
And if people want more information, where can they go?
Well, you can find me on my website, innerglowyoga.net, or my Instagram page, which is yogatherapist_.
Great, and we'll have you back on the show.
Oh, thanks so much.
Chris, thank you for coming on the show, Run With That. What do you like most about what you do?
Everything. I like everything about what I do. I like the conversation. I like that it's challenging. I like that it's slightly custom and slightly different. Every cut, every different hair type, everything is different. Yeah. So it mixes up the day. I get to hang out with really cool guys, and yeah, I love everything about it.
What services can you expect?
Well, as I say, at the back, we do your standard haircut for $40. We do a 3 hot towel shave for $40. We do buzz cut, beard trim, both for $15. Wash and blow dry in style, which is something that you don't normally find at a barbershop, but it's caught on pretty well. If going to a business meeting or going out on a date, and they just want, you know, a wash, a blow dry, a little bit of product in, and off they go looking good. And then cleanups are by donation here. So yeah, that's the full list of of our services.
And it's like, you know, you get that experience, right, of you know, being treated and just...
And that's it, right? We do the 60-40 rule, so it's 60% haircut, 40% experience.
And tell us about some feedback that you've got.
It's been really good. I'm from Toronto, and it's pretty rare to hear the word welcome in the West Coast. And that's all we've heard since we've opened the doors. Welcome to the community, and thank you for doing this, and it's been insane. Yeah,
That's
yeah, people are
wonderful.
really happy with it. Yeah.
And you know, would you recommend, what kind of style or cut would you recommend for someone who works out, like a runner, fitness?
Oh God.
Because you're a runner.
I am a runner, so for me, it's actually pretty simple. You know what I mean? But for most guys that exercise, definitely clean around the sides so that you're not messing too much with the hair. Shorter styles. A little bit messy so that you can get done at the gym, quickly do your hair, and get in. Yeah, I like working with workable hair. So nothing too crazy, nothing that's going to take 45 minutes in the morning. Guys don't have that time. You know what I mean? We're kind of 5-10 minutes and we want to get going. So for someone that works out,
And you know, we talked about as a runner, how much do you run?
I try and run daily. So I try and get about 40-45 minutes in a day. There's actually a gym in the building here. So Shane and Connor and I have we've been threatening to maybe stop doing the run and come here and start the day with weights and that sort of thing. So we'll find a balance as we go. But for right now, I love it.
And it's wonderful to see, you know, with men looking after their health more and being proud and you know, having that feeling comfortable walking in and
Feeling handsome.
community. Yes.
Yeah, waking up, working out. Yeah, looking good, looking after yourself. Yeah, of course you're gonna feel handsome. Absolutely.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
And thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you. This is fun.
Yes, and the holiday's coming, so come on in.
Absolutely, come on in. Yeah. I'd love to hang out.
Yeah, you do. Thank
Thanks
you,
for your time,
Chris.
love.
Joining me is a very special guest. He is Canadian stand-up comic and actor Byron Bertram, and he's here today to talk about his successful career and how he maintains a healthy lifestyle. Welcome to the show.
Great, thank you for having me,
I'm
yes.
so happy that you're here on the show Run With It, and I want to thank the BC Sports Hall of Fame for having us film here. And
Yeah, a lot of memories here, this is fantastic.
And I love what you're wearing.
Thank you very much, yeah, it was Bill Mental Health Day yesterday,
Yes.
and the Whitecaps and all that stuff.
So how do you maintain a healthy lifestyle?
Well, being a comic, to maintain it's a certain goal weight, what you want to do is just sleep into like 2 or 3 so you don't eat at all, and then you just drink and then you forget to eat and then you pass out and do it again. No, I'm kidding. Basically, I just started this, I haven't had, doing stand-up comedy, it's really hard being on the road, and it's hard, you just got like alcohol just surrounding you and just, but this month actually, I've just done this calorie control thing, where I just Google what the calories are, give myself 2,000 a day, and I'm happy to announce that this month I lost 10 pounds in the lightest event.
Congratulations.
So good timing with the show and health. So I'm like, I actually, if you asked me last month, how do you maintain a good weight and good health, I'd be like, I don't know, you're asking the wrong guy.
But it's never too late to start.
No.
And do you notice a change in you in performing? Because I would think what you do, you have to have such high energy. So
Yeah.
it's made a difference so far in what you do.
Absolutely. Well, my girlfriend's been nicer to me. That's good. I've been snoring a bit less.
But everything is going great, and congratulations again. And I mean, do you do workouts in the gym?
I do workouts too.
Okay.
I jog for a bit and do some workouts, the aquatic center, and some weights and cardio and stuff like that. But before I would work out, and then I would just feel like the sense of entitlement. So I'd be like, I worked out, great. Now let's have 6 beers and just have a jar of mayonnaise, because I worked out. And then I'd be like, that workout meant nothing now.
But
So,
everything in moderation, right?
Yeah, everything in
And-
moderation.
But let's please talk about your passion for comedy. When did you start?
Oh, I started when I started to learn how to juggle on a theater program. I was 16 years old, and then I got into stand-up after that. I was always inspired by watching Kids in the Hall with my dad and Saturday Night Live and like Eddie Murphy and George Carlin and Richard Pryor, and I was just like, man, I want to do this. And then as a class clown in school, I went to like an all-Asian school, and I didn't get very good grades, and I just got teased a lot. And then I noticed when I just made them laugh by making fun of teachers, that was this sense of adulation, and I just felt like I want to do this.
Yeah, well, I feel such an energy from you that you were born to entertain.
Yeah, you just feel that right now just by me talking, not even saying a joke.
Well, yeah.
You're an easy audience. That's great.
Well, because you know what, I can see the passion.
Yeah.
You know, and you can feel it, and that's what you try. Well, you successfully do performing at Yuck Yucks or any venue, getting the audience involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Yuck Yucks, March 28th to the 30th, I'm recording my comedy album. I signed with this American company called 800 Pound Gorilla, and they're a big American label, and they got the rights to Jim Jeffries and George Lopez and Michelle Wolf, and they remastered Richard Pryor's stuff, and so I signed one album deal with them, so we're going to record March 28th to the 30th at Yuck Yucks. Definitely check it out. Be talking a lot about sports and the Canucks and and the Maple Leafs and stuff like that, and soccer. Big soccer fan.
And there's a Canuck blanket right beside you too.
There's a Canuck blanket. Yeah, I got my teams.
So did you come from a family of entertainers?
Yeah, my dad's a musician. He played with the Powder Blues, legendary band that opened up for like ZZ Top and The Who and Tina Turner and that. He got a gold record, and he's still working musician today. My mom's a watercolor painter, and my grandfather was a well-known watercolor painter. Tony Onley got the Order of Canada, and my great-grandfather was an actor in the UK. Wow. So yeah, get some theater artistic lineage and
that's why you were born to entertain.
Yeah, born to entertain.
But you know, with you started in comedy and then you went into transition into acting. Was it an easy transition?
Well, I still do both.
Yes.
But acting it's an interesting thing. Like, it's a little bit more to your hands. You take courses and you audition, but a lot of times it'll be like, oh, you're an inch too tall, you're an inch too short, you're too ugly, you're too handsome to be ugly. I get that too a lot. You're too handsome to be ugly. So we're looking for Cave Troll 3 and yeah.
But you never, but you know, you always find a part, right? And but do you like the stage or TV?
Well, if I had to prefer, I'd say I'm a comic first, actor second. But I do love acting.
Okay.
And acting's great.
But it is an easy transition having that background, right? Being a comedian and then going into acting as well. Like it's a bit different, but it's being and performing in front of others and then
definitely
acting.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say it gives you a lot more sort of comfortability and control and stuff like that, and timing too.
Yes.
So how do we they say some of the best comedians make great actors, like Robin Williams and Steve Martin, and a lot of great comedians make great actors too.
Well, you're one of Canada's best stand-up comedians.
Oh, thanks. Well, have you even seen me?
Well, I'd love to.
I like that. Sight unseen. You're the best.
Watching you on Yuck Yucks on YouTube.
Okay, good enough. There you go.
Yes, but you're also doing shows across Canada. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I'm going to perform at the Kitchener-Waterloo Festival, Comedy Fest, Burlington Comedy Fest, and Port Credit Comedy Fest. And I'll be at Cricket's Comedy Club in Thunder Bay last couple weeks of February. So if you're in those areas, do check it out.
And do you have a favorite venue, or is that too hard to...
I would say Yuck Yucks is my favorite venue. March 28th to the 30th. Come see me, my recording of my album that I'll be recording with 800 Pound Gorilla. There you go, shameless plug.
No, you also do a podcast.
I do a podcast, yes.
So, and it's called Drive Shave Show. You're the co-host.
It's called the Dry Shave Show. Me and a friend of mine from England called Ivan Penaluna. We do this current events comedy show where we talk politics, news, and history, and it's all really opinionated and over the top, and people either love it or hate it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guarantee you'll have an opinion.
Well, what's the feedback been like, though?
It's mainly good.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So the people that don't like, occasionally you get somebody to be like, your point on that subject is totally wrong, just to let you know. But so mainly pretty positive. Mm-hmm. It's been great.
And you know what? You do accents, right? As well.
I do some accents.
So how do you like that? Like, that must be fun to do, but I don't know. It would be really difficult.
I don't know really. It's just sort of, it just sort of come naturally, I guess. My father, I guess he played saxophone in my mother's pregnant stomach, and knowledge of sound and tone, and I don't know, it just sort of.
Well, you make it look so easy, but it must be really difficult. Playing, different accents.
I mean, I guess it is kind of a natural ability just to do accents. It's a weird thing. It's hard to teach in a way. I just sort of just talking a bunch of garbage with friends and just trying out different voices since as a kid. And people said he kind of, and just mocking my high school teachers and when they left the room and just trying to impersonate them. And then people started laughing. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm good at this.
Yeah. So, I mean, also too, you've traveled a lot. Is there a favorite place that you like?
Favorite place I've been to? I would say England. I love England. They just have such a great sense of humor. London. They just, just the culture and the history. England's like this. This dirty old man with great stories as a country.
Wow.
Like, let me tell you about the plague, the Shakespeare, and the war. Sit him in that Uncle England.
Can you tell us what's next for you?
Well, this big thing, the album, obviously, and I'll be talking a lot about mental health, actually, just travel, sports, and what else? And I'm going to be showing up in a TV show, and I can't say what it is, but I get kissed by a man.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was interesting.
And also, one more, you actually have a comedy album called Bear Candy.
I do.
Tell us about that.
It's a stand-up comedy album. It's a bunch of material that I'd done previously. It's on iTunes.
iTunes, okay.
And CD Baby. So if you're interested in that, check it out.
Okay.
And
And where can people go?
Where can people to reach out to me? ByronBertram.com, and I'll be performing. Yuck Yucks, March 20th to the 30th. Funny story. Speaking of sports, a show I did at Yuck Yucks, I do a joke about the Maple Leafs, and at the end of the joke, somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, I loved your joke about the Maple Leafs." And I'm like, "Oh, thanks." He's like, "Yeah, I play for the Maple Leafs." I'm like, "No way." And he said, "Yeah, Morgan Riley." And then I was like, cool. So we talked about how we hated the Boston Bruins and stuff and bonded. And then I tweeted him when I was in Toronto performing at the Yuck Yucks there. And then he said, oh, cool, I'll come bring some guys. And he brought Austin Matthews and Tyler Ennis and Frederick Anderson. And so even though I'm a Canucks fan, I can't hate the Leafs.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Byron, for coming on the show. And congratulations on, on you're maintaining a healthy lifestyle. 10 pounds.
10 pounds.
And how much do you want to lose?
I'd like to lose another 12 pounds. So I'm 217 now. I'd like to get to 205, I think.
That's wonderful.
Maybe.
Well,
yeah.
you have to come back on the show.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and we'll be right back after this break.
Thanks for watching. If you have a question or comment about today's show, or you would like us to cover an event, go to our website on the screen. Until next time, run with it. Run With It is sponsored by BC Sports Hall of Fame, Inner Glow Yoga, Mallory's Fashion Network, Skechers Performance Canada, and the Vancouver Sun Run presented by Ford.